So today is Valentine's Day, and this is the most psychotic holiday that America has. And yes, people celebrate this holiday around the world, but in America, since I don't know what it's like overseas for other countries, what Valentine's has become is a crazy, completely psychotic practice. For starters, leading up to Valentine's Day, it plunges people that don't have a romantic relationship into a state of depression and sadness where nothing matters other than the fact that they don't have a romantic relationship. And some people ultimately try to commit suicide on Valentine's Day. It's a mental health disaster. And what makes it even worse is that through marketing and through just our capitalistic society trying to profit off of everything, they have managed to get our society to feel like if we don't buy some trinket or some thing for the people we love, then we don't love them at all, which isn't the truth. And for a lot of people, they spend money they really don't have. They put it on credit cards, or instead of buying things they need more, they'll buy chocolates and flowers and teddy bears and to give it to their loved one because they feel the pressure that if they don't buy anything, then they don't love the person they're in a relationship with. And that's a bunch of bullshit. How is it love to put your higher needs to the bottom of the list in order to be able to buy things you don't need, making it harder to provide for your family in order to buy some crap that you don't really need, you don't really want, just for you can get it on Valentine's Day? It doesn't make any sense. And to make matters worse, think about the stuff that gets bought. The vast majority of the stuff that gets bought is candy and stuffed animals and dead flowers or nearly dead flowers. It's like so much of our diet is filled with so much sugar that diabetes and high cholesterol and all these things are medical problems. And to me, buying someone candy on Valentine's Day is the same as saying, I love you, here, hope you get diabetes. It's like, if you love someone, you wouldn't want to give them something that is going to be a negative impact to their health. Now, if Americans weren't consuming as much sugar as we do, it wouldn't be an issue, but sugar is in everything and it's affecting people. Diabetes is a major problem in America, but yet everyone goes around giving out all of the sugar on Valentine's Day as if they don't get candy and junk food, then they're not loved. And then we go around giving dead flowers. They're already dead. You done cut them. They're dead. They're just not wilted yet, but they're already dead. It's like, if you're going to buy flowers for someone, why don't you buy flowers that have roots in it? That way they can go plant it outside and enjoy that plant. And it can make oxygen and help with the environment and help combat greenhouse gases. And it's like, but instead we buy dead flowers. It don't make no sense. at all. I think the only thing that really is beneficial that we do on Valentine's Day is that it adds some level of romance for those people that are in a relationship that get caught up in the day-to-day and they forget to show how much they appreciate the people that they're in a relationship with. But I have to ask myself, is the benefits to our society by this consumerism holiday, does it outweigh the negative? And from where I'm sitting, so much negative things are brought into our society every year on Valentine's. It's like mountains of greenhouse gases and emissions are produced in order to produce all this junk that just goes to the landfill. It's like we have a health emergency in America with diabetes and other health issues created by sugar, and here we are consuming mountains and mountains of sugar on Valentine's Day. And it's like a lot of people fail to realize that you can show appreciation for the people you love without spending money to do so. I have a wonderful wife, and I didn't buy her anything for Valentine's Day. And this morning I told her that I loved her and happy Valentine's Day. And she was so wonderful that she was able to that was enough. And it's like, I didn't have to go buy a bunch of shit. I didn't have to buy any teddy bears that's just going to end up in the landfill, or a bunch of candy where 70% of it is packaging. And it's like, why do we let our society be hijacked by companies seeking to turn something that was supposed to be a wonderful thing into a profit-making enterprise, where if you aren't buying something, you feel like shit? It's like all these single people that don't have a relationship. It's like, should they have to go through a depression every single Valentine's Day simply because they don't have anyone romantic in their life, instead of focusing on all the other people that love them and care about them, like their grandparents or their children or whoever? It's like, and worse yet is people don't even care enough about themselves to say, hey, I don't have to buy anything to be loved, that they can love themselves, and that loving themselves and caring for themselves is just as valid as someone else loving you. It is true what they say. You have to love yourself before other people can love you. To truly love you, if you want to be in a romantic relationship. Yeah, your grandma's going to love you no matter if you care about yourself or not. But it's like, we don't stop to realize the insanity that has become Valentine's Day. And we just get caught up in buying. But what does it produce to us? Does it increase the value of our lives versus the amount that it takes away? Our planet is dying, and we're filling up this place with mountains of trash. And on Valentine's Day is one of those days where just the mountain of trash grows exponentially. But we don't consider that. When you buy that Valentine's heart with chocolate, do you stop to realize, hey, if I buy that packaging, I'm producing more trash versus buying something that has less trash? It's like a bag of chocolate in the regular candy aisle has far less packaging than that candy heart for Valentine's Day. It's like we're killing our planet. We are sending bad messaging to our young people that aren't in a relationship. We fail to realize how important we are, and we degrade ourselves as a society, that we have no value if we're not given some junk we really don't need anyway. So many people struggling to pay the bills, struggling to pay their mortgage, their credit card debt, their student loans, and yet we spend a good amount of our valuable resources, financially, intellectually, emotionally, on this wasteful holiday. Maybe that's not what Valentine's Day started off to be, but it's become a disaster. It's a train wreck that no one's paying attention to, that no one thinks about. This Valentine's Day, I would like to encourage you to think of ways that you can appreciate and show appreciation to the people you love without adding to the mountain of trash we already have in our landfills, without adding to the psychological damage that it creates to other people or to ourselves. Like, when are we going to wake up as a society and see that our value is way more than some junk in the Valentine's aisle at H-E-B or Kroger's? Like, you're more valuable than that. And you shouldn't buy into this whole capitalistic consumerism idea of what is and is not personal value. I think if we could stop buying so much junk and start evaluating what we're doing, maybe we'd be better off as a human race. Like, yeah, some people are going to say, don't ruin Valentine's Day. Don't ruin our delusion. But it reaches a point where we as a society have to ask ourselves, are we still getting value out of this holiday? Does the value to mankind and to our society, does it outweigh the negative? And from where I'm sitting, the psychological and financial and health problems that come with the way we do Valentine's Day, we aren't getting good value out of this holiday anymore. And maybe it's time to reconsider it. Maybe it's time to do Valentine's Day differently, where Valentine's Day is about our humanity and what we have in common, instead of about money and buying crap. I can guarantee you that if you're in a relationship with someone if you took 2 minutes a day, every other day, and just looked that person in the eye and said, I love you, and make sure that you had their undivided attention, they would value that more than a mountain of Valentine's crap when it comes to the end of their life. It will have far more value. So the love and caring and adding to your relationship doesn't have to cost you anything. It doesn't have to add to your health problems. It doesn't have to add to your debt. I think we get caught up in the running around of day-to-day life to the point that we forget to do the little things that are the most important for our relationships. And then we try to make up for that by buying some crap. My wife is worth more than all of the Valentine's crap on this planet. And yet, and I know that she gets it, and I know that she knows that I don't have to buy her anything because I appreciate her. I appreciate her every day, and some days I don't say it enough, and I don't show it enough, and all of us do this. But I can guarantee you she will remember the little things that I do and the little things that I express more than anything I've ever given her for Valentine's Day. In fact, I would dare to say that she can't even list all the things I've gotten her for Valentine's Day. But she will absolutely remember the times when out of the blue, when it's not expected, I express how much I love her and how much I care about her. She'll remember that. She'll value that. And that's how I know that we don't need all this crap. We don't need all this junk food. We don't need all this Valentine's commercialism stuff. And in the end, when it gets to the end of your life or the end of your loved one's life, yeah, maybe they kept all the Valentine's cards, but the rest of the stuff, they're not going to remember that shit. They're going to remember all the other things that are more valuable than all that junk you ever bought. Maybe we should rethink Valentine's Day. Find a new way to do this holiday. I'd like to think that humanity is getting better, becoming more humane, more conscious about what we're doing. But maybe it's my delusion. Maybe I believe in humanity more than it believes in itself. When are we going to put humans before money, before buying crap? When is our humanity going to shine through? When are we as a society going to truly love people? Valentine's is about love. So when are we going to love people enough to not bury the planet in trash? When are we going to love our loved ones enough to care about their health when we buy shit for them. It's like, yes, candy's great, but when is humanity going to walk down that Valentine's aisle and be like, you know what? I love my wife enough that I'm not going to buy something for her that's bad for her health. When are we going to love? Love our neighbor and our loved ones enough to see the insanity that has become this holiday. And do something else. I challenge you to do something else today. Instead of the normal consumerism Valentine's. Do something for your loved one or for yourself that you and other people are going to remember for years to come. Do that for your holiday. Do that for Valentine's Day. Instead of just the mindless consumerism thing. This is the holiday of love. I challenge you to love better, stronger, more intellectual than you've ever done before. Have a good day.